Action.
Parents, we have Seeds of Learning's class of 2015.
Seeds of Learning is the preeminent early childhood education facility in Archuleta County, and it's also in the upper tier in the United States, so it adds to the content of children's educations.
It seems to me that it's one of the best organizations in our community. It's not only is helping the children that go there, but it's a good investment for the whole community.
They look at what you financially can't afford to be able to give your child what is essentially the best that is available within the town of Pagosa Springs.
Starting at Seeds of Learning, I think, started my daughter on a good path of being excited about learning and being curious about the world, and it's that excitement for school and for learning has never ceased. It's really followed her throughout her educational experience all the way through now being a junior in high school.
Our public schools are certainly challenged today with preparing students for success in the new future, different from the future when we were students. And we have to have students who can compete in the international workforce.
So what we know today from the Perry High Scope study and several studies that they've documented for the last 50 years is that 85 to 90% of the brain is developed by the time they're 5 years old. And that is an opportunity that we take very seriously.
You know, the kid that goes here gets a good start and ends up doing well in school, gets a scholarship out of high school, goes to college, might be the next Dr. Salk. You know, you just can't tell.
My daughter is my hero. She amazes me every day.
Any opportunity that you have to support Seeds of Learning is going to go to make sure future generations of kids get the same experience as mine did.
Seeds of Learning serves children 18 months through age 5 to 6. Sometimes they're 6 by the time they go to kindergarten. We have one toddler room, the Bumblebees, that serves kiddos 18 months to 36 months. We have 3 preschool classrooms. The dragonflies are age 3, ladybugs are age 4, butterflies are age 5, and there's a little bit of variance in that. We serve about 72 children. We have 50 every day, and that is about 66 families, 64 to 66 families that we serve in this community. Seeds of Learning is a NACCE accredited center, and less than 10% of America's centers reach that level of excellence. And that is a high level of excellence that I am so proud of that we have in Pagosa Springs. One of the pieces of that accreditation that I'm especially proud of, because I couldn't do it without them, is my teaching staff. Contrary that we say it's the B word, we're not babysitters. We actually have degreed teachers here that work really hard to get a degree in early childhood. So our philosophy is play-based, child-directed curriculum that we use, an emerging curriculum program for our children.
I love being with the children. They teach me something every day. They're always eager to learn and be here. Early education is important for their life skills. They learn to become themselves at a very young age and explore, and they'll be leaders someday.
So I want to talk to my friends about saying nice words to their friends. Because my friend, when I told him he hurt my feelings, he didn't know he hurt my feelings.
When I was growing up, my mom was at home with me, and I learned a lot of things from just being with a family. Today's world is different. It takes 2 parents to make a living, to live and survive, especially in a rural community. And that's the piece they're missing, and we don't want them to miss that. We feel like we can create somewhat of an environment that they can have the learning opportunities that they need to be kindergarten ready by the time they go to the elementary school. I especially love our partnership and collaboration that we have with the school district, the elementary school. We've gotten really close with the elementary school teachers, especially the kindergarten teachers. So we know exactly what they want, what they expect from us. And I want to thank them, because without them and their collaboration, we wouldn't know that we're doing the right thing, and we appreciate their input to make our program better for them.
We're a really vital small town, and that vitality hinges on people's ability to work. And the long-term vitality hinges on how well we take care of our kids when they're young and how well they get through their education. Those things go directly to our vitality as a community.
It's better for the community as a whole. In the long run, the more people you have that are well-adjusted and are good citizens, the happier your community is going to be. And the early childhood education is one way of encouraging this to happen.
So one of the best things I think that ever happened to Pagosa Springs is Seeds of Learning. And the reason is, my son, we did not have a type of facility like Seeds of Learning when he was younger. He went to several different daycares, so I had something really good to compare Seeds of Learning to. And my daughters were 9 years younger than he was, and Seeds of Learning was here, and so I had the opportunity to send them to a facility like this. And the change and the difference between the places my son went and where my daughters got to attend, night and day difference. It was amazing.
The alternative would be a home-based program, and I looked at a couple and it just didn't feel comfortable to me. I mean, I went to one place and they had big dogs and that were just on the other side of a small fence from where the children might have been playing, or located on busy streets, and maybe they had more kids maybe than they should have had, and only one person watching them all, and it just wasn't comfortable. It didn't feel safe.
My daughter was 2 when we moved here, and we had just planned on me not working and staying home and hanging out, and we decided the social aspect would be better, and then we just kind of happened into here, and I can't imagine doing it any other different way.
My daughter Chloe will be 3 soon. She's been with Seeds since last June, and she started off in the Bumblebee class. She's now in preschool.
When Chloe was 18 months old, she was diagnosed with spinal muscular atrophy, which is a degenerative muscular disorder. When we got the diagnosis, we were also informed that they had an opening slot for Seeds for her to be enrolled. She has gone through consecutive and very consistent physical therapies and occupational therapy, and she is able to get braces. She has a walker that she uses, and she's mobile and functionable now. And we definitely attribute a lot to Seeds and just the ability for her to play and enjoy and learn at the same time to growing stronger.
The things that you don't think are going to happen when you get a diagnosis like SMA, you go through a dark period. And when she started at Seeds, it was light. I've told her teachers 1,000 times how much I appreciate not what they do for her, but what they don't do. They don't make her a different kid. They don't make exceptions for her, and it's amazing. It's amazing to watch, because I see Chloe appreciate it.
So in my years at Seeds as the executive director, one of the biggest things that I've heard, especially people my age or older, is I really applaud what you're doing, but I don't understand why you don't have kids in preschool anymore. And so then I just share with them the story of the indirect effect that it has on our community right now. That even if you don't have children in preschool, the lady that cleans your teeth, the lady that checks you out at the grocery store, the people that keep the families, I guess I should say, the young families in this community that keep our community going and are the basic workforce, they're the ones that have the children. And so maybe we don't have kids directly, our kids are grown, we have grandkids maybe. We need these kids to have a place to go so their families can work and contribute to the community that we know and love.
But there also is a tremendous intangibility to it, especially if you're not a full-time resident. But I would argue that part-time residents have as much to gain and lose in our vitality as full-time residents do, and I don't make the distinction between somebody who lives somewhere else part of the year. We're all Pagosans.
The Seeds of Learning program is expensive. Their annual budget is approximately $600,000 a year. About half of that money comes from tuition. About 10% comes from the school district, from the state. So there's a little bit of public money coming in there. Most of the rest, the other 40%, comes from donations and from grants, from fundraisers, and so on.
The board ends up responsible for getting somewhere between $160,000 and $200,000 a year to make up this difference in the cost of the education and what comes in from other sources.
The fact is that the town and the county contribute a pittance toward, this year the county will contribute $12,500 to Seeds of Learning. That's a token at best. It's very important that it's an all of the above approach to this. You can't run a nonprofit without help from the community, which is everyone across the community, individuals, corporations, nonprofit foundations, and government. That's how successful nonprofits manage to operate.
Our oldest son was killed in Iraq in 2003, and that's when we started donating to Seeds. The goal is to put the money where we know what it'll be used for, put the money in a program that's local to support that, to help young families, to help kids, to help needy families, at-risk families. They deserve a chance. And because of the circumstances into which they were born, they have no control over that. Everybody deserves a chance.
The wrong experience before you get to school can really mess you up for the entire time you're in school. So I am really thankful for everything Seeds of Learning did to set my kids on the right path to learning.
I'm so proud of my daughter. I can't believe who she's turned out to be at 16. She's just an amazing kid.
It's kid guided. You know, if everybody's feeling like they just want to watch the fish tank that day, then we're going to make a lesson about fish. It's amazing how they adapt and change based on the kids. They let the kids guide the learning. They don't have an agenda that they're sticking to, which is extremely refreshing.
You know, when we see her without her knowing that we're there watching her, it's very remarkable, you know, just to see how she does respond and play with other children and, you know, just people who aren't her parents who spend all their time with her.
She's definitely ahead of a lot of kids that I see at the park that just don't even know how to interact with other kids. It's been really good. Totally worth what it costs.
Parents, we have Seeds of Learning's class of 2015.
One of the highlights of my job is in May when we have preschool graduation.
Next is Layla Forrest. Layla is going to miss playing in the dramatic play. She's looking forward to learning her left and her right in kindergarten. She wants to be Queen Elsa when she grows up.
I have to say that there is nothing more satisfying to me as part of my dedication and commitment to this profession to see these kids, and some of them come in here, most of them come in here deemed at risk, to see them at the end of that school year getting ready to go to kindergarten and they're more than ready. And to me that makes everything I do worthwhile. And I know that this school made a difference for them. And I know their life will be different because of Seeds of Learning.